3, Stourbridge 2. Lewis, we've had some tests this season, but that was probably the biggest one.
I tell you what, I'll never get sick of a late winner. That was definitely was up there with, first half dominant, I thought, and we should have had more than a goal out of that. And then first 5 minutes of the second half just fell to pieces. And the trouble was after that is we seemed to be very negative. It seemed like there was no way out when we was 2-1 down. It just seemed very one-dimensional, and we're quite fortunate, I think, with the goal we got in. It sort of came out of nowhere, really, and from that the momentum was in our side, and we made a massive impact after that, and I think we deserved the win in the end of it.
And one thing that nearly cost us is, I said it on the last video with Chris, who's on the camera right now, we always seem to have a 10 and 15 minute, I'm going to call it cut-off spell. Yeah,
definitely. I think, as you say, that it was that period of coming out after half-time, and it seemed like everyone hadn't quite refocused for the second half, and it was just a completely different side that we saw from the first half, and it gave them the momentum that we didn't want them to have, and you saw, as you say, for the 15-20 minutes after that, it really sort of fell to pieces, and it looked like we weren't going to get a result out of it, but as it was, they were stuck in, and a couple of good changes, I must say, from Harry. I think I was a bit disappointed to see Modeste come off, but I think Sanchez made a good impact, and obviously Billy was scored the win at the end, was an inspired change, so good all round.
That 10 to 15 minute spell, I want to talk about the second goal, because we've let that ball bounce against a better team, and I know I don't want to say it, but I'm going to say it, Dulwich. They'd actually probably win that game.
Yeah, that's the thing, as you say, because no disrespect to Stourbridge, they're a great side and a good side coming here, but we are going to play bigger teams, you would think, particularly in this cup run. We could get teams in division above, 2 divisions above, and as you say, they're going to be more clinical than a team of Stourbridge's level. So, we've got to be tight at the back. I thought Swaney did well today. It's good to see him get 90 minutes, and Inman's been solid, and it was good around defensive performance, but just those costly mistakes, as you say, that make all the difference, and in a cup run like this, we can't afford those.
I asked Chris this on the preview. What would you rather, FA Trophy or the 2 lesser cups?
For me, Trophy. I think the Trophy it's a big national competition. It's a Wembley trip, and it would be great, obviously, to get as many trophies as possible. And I think realistically, obviously, our chances in the Essex Senior and the League Cup are stronger, obviously, because we're playing teams that are more at our level. But obviously, the Trophy is a national competition. We want to go as far as we can in this, and to get as far as we can with this would be more, I think, of a sort of historic feat.
And who do you want in the draw?
Orient away. I want the biggest team possible just to really get that experience. And Orient have had two ties in the cup so far. They've drawn today. They drew in the first round. So they perhaps isn't a priority for them. Perhaps they're not necessarily putting out strongest sides or whatever it is. But either way, they don't seem to be beating teams. They've drawn against Bochum today. They're playing teams that are below them and not doing well. So who knows? We fancy our chances against them.
Well, we played him in the pre-season friendly, and we needed Nick's a draw.
Definitely, and I think we're a better side now than we were pre-season. I think it's fair to say we're more solid, more well-rounded, had a couple of good signings in the meantime. So I definitely think fancy chances against anyone at the moment.
And lastly, your BTFC man of the match.
I think overall it's got to be Sammy Deering. I think there were stand-up performances from Ricky Modeste, from Swaney, as I say, from from a lot of players really made an impact. Matt Payne, I think, is solid every single game. 90 minutes he plays. Obviously got taken off today, but every game he plays, he's solid for the whole game. Danny Waldron again, solid player. But for me, I think Sammy Deering for his work rate, and he's just always there, and he's always, whenever he got the ball, he's going to do something with it.
All right, thanks, Lewis.
Happy birthday.